This is our test video for a Stat 180 air stripper. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to start up the air stripper blower using this switch while we're watching the amp draw on the motor. You can see after the initial inrush, the amp draw comes down to 6.7 amps. The next thing I'm going to do is turn the sump pump into auto, and yeah, go ahead and plug that in. We're plugging in another sump pump that's in a tank of water. So we're pumping out of this water tank with a 75 gallon a minute sump pump. Both of these hoses are leading up to the air stripper. One's going into the air stripper, the other's coming over the pump. So we have water entering the air stripper right now. To operate the air stripper. Water is starting to make it down into sight glass. You can see the water levels right about here. So we'll continue to operate the air stripper until it actuates the transfer pump using the float switches. Our liquid level is almost to this float and our transfer pump should come on. So our pump's on. Go ahead and pull the hose out, show the water. You see, we're pumping really good water out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shut off the aeration blower. And as this blower shuts off, it should cause the water level to rise because the air is not holding the water up anymore. We're going to let it go up to the high level alarm float and show that the alarm light actuates. So you see the water levels rising past this float, and it'll continue to rise towards the next float. Still rising. Still rising. Now, sump high level alarm light is lit. So what we'll do is we'll turn this sump pump on to pump all this water out. And once we get below that alarm level, we should be able to turn the system back on and reset that alarm. So we're going to allow it to pump for a minute. So we're below the high level alarm float. So I'm going to turn everything back in auto. See, the blower doesn't come on because we're still in high level. So I press this reset button. You can hear the blower coming back on. So the high level alarm works. The last test we're going to do is we're going to remove the tubing from the pressure switch to simulate a low pressure alarm. So there's a short time delay, and then this should shut off since it's not hooked up anymore. See, sump low pressure. So I should be able to reinstall this, reinstall the tubing, and reset the alarm. You hear it's coming back on. That's our test.